Hi guys, it's your boy Slick Leaf here to explain about Kakashi's lightning release and to go into explanation about what the light novel said for his um, journey in the lightning in the frozen sky that he developed. It was the jutsu that came right after he lost the Sharingan in the war arc. When it finished, he developed the jutsu as a replacement for the Chidori. So we already know that the Chidori had a little bit of a side effect when it came to the tunnel vision with Kakashi when he had to strike someone with the Chidori. Now, with that being a toll on him, because it was basically like he launched a stream of lightning at his targets, striking at close mid-range. There was more to the Chidori that Kakashi had to figure out ever since the beginning of, well, even way before Naruto series, when Minato was trying to tell Kakashi that it was an incomplete jutsu. So Kakashi, he gained his Sharingan. It was a quick fix-up. When he lost his Sharingan, he couldn't avoid the tunnel vision effect anymore, which was a setback for anyone who tried to learn the Chidori. That's why he developed the purple lightning. The purple lightning can be used as a close and mid-range attacks, which is versatile and is helpful because that is something Kakashi was looking for after losing the visual prowess that was given to him by the Sharingan. And that's why he developed the purple lightning, because Kakashi can use it in similar ways. Even when he uses it around him, like Sasuke with his Chidori, it only needs 3 hand seals, unlike the Chidori that needs 9. So to me, it's right next to the Chidori, or even better. Even though we know that if you're more skilled, you can use one hand for the seal. You don't have to use both hands, but it still comes down to you still going to have to wave the nine seals in one hand instead of 2. If you're elite like Sasuke and Kakashi, you only have to use one hand and do half of the seal, which is only 3. So that's high level advanced type of skills right there. When Kakashi started using the Chidori, he used the 9 seal. When Sasuke started using it, he did so too. So it's a basic requirement for anyone who is limited on their lightning chakra. They just developed it to a advanced level. The reason purple is basically just as the word play Shiden, it's a part of the Japanese item purple electricity, a single flash, which is roughly means a lightning fast sword slash. So he shoots purple lightning. The Chidori is the weakest form of all lightning blades and techniques, the lightning blade being the next tier up, then the spear, then the purple lightning, and finally the Kirin. I'm not mistaken, purple lightning does not require Sharingan, on top of the fact that it's already 30 years plus honed thanks to his understanding of how the Chidori works. So it's easier to contest with the Kirin, because the Kirin is the best when used by Kakashi, just as a solid second place if it was used by anyone else. Well, we could contest Sasuke, but we're not going to get into that. Now, the tunnel vision problem on the surface when Kakashi was running at full speed with his Raikiri in his hand, he can still use it effectively for in the Nin Taijutsu combat style, similar to the Raikiri Liger Bomb. But Kakashi has already had the ability to shoot lightning from his hand, not to mention he has applied the Raikiri in different ways that aren't hindered by tunnel vision and weakness. Kakashi can imbue Kumui with the Raikiri to advance its penetration capabilities, and then either throw or hit it at mid-range attacks, or attack normally as one would do with a Kumui at close range. He also uses the Raikiri without running into some cases different scenarios where he would have issues. He can still perform the Raikiri in a form of the Raiju, Taizu, Kumui, or even the Raiden. I guess Shiden is just a powerful, if it's not better than the Raikiri. It summons a cloud. After all, he could hypothetically try something like that with the Curie. And that's the thing about that jutsu. If you can summon the clouds and literally get the elements into your favor, and you don't have to wait for the elements to be already placed there by the environment, and you can just create it yourself, you can capitalize on it right after you're finished with that jutsu. You can use the Kirin as a double-edged sword. So there's definitely some diversity to Kakashi since he has lost his Sharingan. Although it would be interesting at Kakashi to learn a new move utilizing the ninja hounds or the earth style. The reason why is because the tunnel vision doesn't occur at full speed, but even at close range, the second Sasuke drops his Sharingan, he's unable to counter Naruto's punch due to the tunnel vision. Also, the Raikiri, the thing probably consumes too much chakra to be used all the time, and the Raikiri, even infused with the Kumui, is most likely aren't as destructive as a moving Chidori is. I think the part of the reason that Kakashi doesn't have a lot of techniques of his own, Guy says early on that the Raikiri and the Chidori is Kakashi's only original techniques, and while we do see the lightning hound and the lightning clone as well in the past point, that they take a lot of chakras. So my guess is that, just by speculation for sure, that the purple lightning is more chakra effective and likely more destructive than the lightning Kumui. Moving away from technical speculation though, in Kakashi novel, he has a lot of confidence. It's why he keeps ducking out of being inaugurated even well after his face is on the mountain. And why does on the mission he does? I think he develops a new technique which may lack some of his drawbacks of his own signature techniques, which is a part of him now restoring his self-confidence, because his confidence was there because he identified himself as the copy ninja of the Sharingan, and with the Sharingan not there no more, he lost confidence in his capability of still honing some of those jutsus and techniques that he has acquired over the decades of in his martial arts and combat as a shinobi, while wielding the Sharingan. Now, Kakashi character arc goes from hating the idea of working from a new team because everyone on his last one died, to then be warming up to a team, to then loosen up one member of the team and thus fall apart again. He then refuses to begin to work towards fixing the team. By the end, he has forged a strong bond that he enjoys. That's the simplest way to put it. Now, I think as going forward with Kakashi's new techniques, like I said before, earth style is something I think he should definitely dabble in, because we already heard from the novel that he can do way more with the mud wall than what he could do with the Sharingan without having to worry about chakra reserves and chakra consumption if he were to try to enhance his mud wall, or even try to utilize heavier, or more, not like heavier, but more like more consumed chakra rates if he were to try to develop other earth style jutsus on top of it. It's just like if I said before with the Kumui, well, not the Kumui, but the Kirin. If he were to capitalize and use a jutsu that would summon the clouds and cause a storm, because they have storm jutsus, if he were to dabble in that and then capitalize on it with the Kirin, and then capitalize on with the hound, the lightning hounds, then that would make his arsenal more versatile, because his ground is like, it's more like ground related, and it's also like in the sky, so there's no escape for the opponent for them to get the leverage, unless you're like Obito that can literally phase through matter. And who really has that type of ability besides, you know, space-time ninjutsu? And not a lot of people in the shinobi world has that type of ability, unless you're an Ozuki or if you're in the Karma. So anything that's related to basically like space-time ninjutsu has to do with the Ozuki, anyone affiliated with them or know someone of them that gave them that ability. But besides all that, when we see Kakashi traveling to these other villages, we can definitely see his development over the couple past years. After being the 6th Hokage, he's definitely has been training his jutsu, and he's really been coming to his own as a person, and really coming to terms with, you know, not blaming himself for Ren's death, really trying to come as a person of his own. Now, I wanted to discuss more about his lightning chakra. Kakashi's chakra, since the beginning of Naruto, his chakra level has always been at 80% capacity, even without using the Sharingan. It gets as low as 60 to 50% capacity while actively being used with the Sharingan. Kakashi starts with nearly half of his chakra capabilities in battle. That's such a extreme disadvantage in his potential. With having all that more potential raised up from 60 to 50% all the way back up to 80% going into battle, that's such a game changer. That's like almost literally more than 40% increase of capability for him to develop other jutsus to add to his arsenal, because his lack of confidence in himself in the beginning, in the 4th Shinobi War, when his Sharingan was taken and the war came to a conclusion, he had a lot of time to figure out what he wanted to do with his other jutsus that he had, that he originally made, and he was going to start from where he left off with his Chidori. And the issue with his tunnel vision, which I touched on earlier, but I wanted to touch on a little bit more now, is that's how he led to the purple lightning. By having that increase in chakra capability, he was able to do a lot more intense training like Naruto was, because of his insane chakra reserves. Now, Kakashi could never do that, because his Sharingan was never turned off. It was always active. He just kept it so he didn't use any type of genjutsu, or he didn't strain his eye and try to utilize any further advanced jutsus that would cause real like chakra consumption. Because the moment Kakashi starts to activate and utilize his eye prowess and capability, he goes from 80% straight down to 60% just by engaging in the battle. So probably in the morning after a good night's rest, he probably is at 80%, but by the time he gets to the battlefield, he's already drained at 60%, because a good percentage of that has been drained down from just during the day of him having the Sharingan on. So with him unable to properly use the signature lightning cutter technique, the user adds a stream of purple electricity from his hand to attack targets from a short to mid range. The purple lightning technique is powerful enough to summon rain clouds when shot into the sky. Kakashi is also creative that allows his technique to flow through spilled alcohol, which was shown in Kakashi's purple lightning first made its appearance in the novel Hiden in the Lightning. Now, and of course in the Ice Sky, but right now with Guy and Kakashi on the airship when they was taking hostage, this was Kakashi uses it and says that he has been developing it ever since he had lost his Sharingan. The lightning flow is more fluid and controllable so that the user does not need the Sharingan in the first place, so its visual prowess isn't required. This is not your average lightning technique. It's arguably a stronger and less chakra strain technique than the Raikiri. But if we're talking about the purple lightning in general, then no, because unlike the black lightning used by Daru, where he trained to get the black lightning specifically, this is just a unique part of the user's chakra, such as Kakashi's earth wall with the dogs on it. All in all, the purple lightning has never been proven to be stronger and require any special training, but this is from Kakashi's perspective, so we'll learn more as time goes on. Thanks for watching. Leave your opinions in the comment section below.